Your speakers turn them up, boom, the reefer burn it up. Cause vibe reactions in the building, we for certain love. The king of this reaction thing, and it's curtains for a fool that think of coming at the team. It ain't hurting us, true. I'm a vibe like Ray, and that's my brother and them. He love it when you go monkey with them.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with another one. Shout out to Sagali. Sagali donated to...
Your speakers turn them up, boom, the reefer burn it.
You good? You good? Rico losing his fucking mind. I don't control the switch. I don't do none of this shit, bro. Do you see my hands moving? I don't touch any of this stuff. It's Federico, the DJ, man. What the fuck? Shout out to Sagali for the dodo. But she gave me a task. She said, I'm going to give you two options. And these were the two options: either the completion of the compilation of the Black Alpha's Starry Night compilation from all the reactors, or Ren and Knox Hill Starry Night. Obviously, you guys voted astonishingly. 95% voted for us to do the Ren and Knox Hill out of 82 votes. So we are here. I'm so excited. Anytime that I can spend a little bit of time with Ren, it's going to be a time well spent. And shout out to my brother Knox Hill. Shout out to Knox Hill. Amazing reactor. Let's not, right? Amazing reactor. Amazing rapper. Go ahead and show love. Like you guys don't know who the fuck Knox Hill is, bro. Come on, bro. Fuck out of here. He should be reacting to my shit. I'm over here helping out Knox Hill. Helping out Knox Hill for what? What am I helping out Knox Hill for? Oh, what's going on, Sagali? I don't understand. No, I'm just joking. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. Federico. Cut the beat. This is going to be crazy. And remember, I am slowing down on the Mary Jane. I haven't smoked weed all day today. I did take edibles, though. And it's the RSO ones, the real strong ones. So, I'm flying high. But, like I said, this I'm taking serious. The cigarettes were easy. The vape was easy. I don't vape and I don't smoke cigarettes no more. But this bitch is... But it's not good. I can't fucking barely breathe with smoking this shit. But I'm slowly doing it. I got a little bit of weed left. I'm not gonna... I told my wife, if you see me buy any more weed, throw it away. That's where I'm at right now. I can't smoke it no more. I barely can fucking breathe when I do. Anyway, it has nothing to do with nothing. I'm excited. Red. Knox Hill. It is on you. I said it's on you. Why is this not working?
What's good, YouTube?
First of all, if you're gonna... Ren, announce yourself, my nigga. Announce it, because you just came out of nowhere. What school? Sound like a 1980s radio station.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Knox Hill, breaker of bars. Pinnacle of the YouTube reaction community. I don't miss a beep. I don't miss a beat.
Ooh, Starry Night.
Let's go. I love the shot. This was Bo's idea.
I like the framing, bro.
Yeah. The horns on the thing. That was.
We're already pausing. It's fine. It's gonna happen. Bo is a
genius.
Beast.
Yeah. No, I
He's
love
an amazing operator.
I love things where, like, in the moment you spot something and then you just.
I
kind
love
of, like,
this shit because we're gonna get every behind the scenes tidbit for making the Starry Night. Listen. I am a movie buff. I love fucking movies. I know I can break down a movie better than I can break down music. To be honest with you, I love fucking movies. And the thing that I love about movies the most is the behind the scenes and how they make it, how the ideas came about, what scenes they picked, how they had their whole entire what was the locations, how did they get to how were they able to get into whatever location they got into, all of that shit, all of it, and I fuck with it. So now hearing it from Ren's voice, hearing every little thing, I'm so excited.
He's an amazing operator.
I love things where, like, in the moment you spot something and then you just kind of, like, adapt to it. And that was one of those things where, like, all right, stand by the window. And then Bo was like, wait, can you move your head a little? It's like, just trust me, it's going to look good. I was like, all right. And then I saw what he meant afterwards. Fire.
And then What's going on here?
This is our Vincent character.
Yeah.
We'll learn more about him as it goes on.
Have you ever taken acting classes?
No, I haven't. I've done a lot of it.
When you got that natural fucking talent, bro, you can see it on screen. If he were to see an acting coach, I'm pretty sure the acting coach would be like, "Oh, you've mastered a lot of things that people in the first year couldn't even master." I almost could guarantee it.
For music videos, and I've worked with Ricky on Money Game, the first one. That was kind of the only acting stuff I had, but he gave me a lot of cool advice, which is just like, don't try and do the thing, just try and have the thought, believe it, and then the things will come naturally, sort of thing. So
really?
It's less so, but like, okay, I'm going to do this, now I'm going to... Yeah, because in real life, I guess the point of acting for me is like, I'm trying to forget myself and embody whatever story, character I'm trying to tell, so it's more like... When
it comes to acting, it's difficult because you have to embody that character. So whatever the script says that you need to do, and this is because I'm not an actor, obviously, but I've seen so many actors and directors talk about it, that is like when you're in the scene, when you're in the scene, if you don't believe what was written, if you can't embody that character and believe that you could put your foot into that character's shoes and then be that character for that moment, it's almost like you need to turn yourself off. And you have to churn whatever that character that you've been reading on, you have to kind of almost turn that person on. Like, for example, Jim Carrey, when Jim Carrey did not a Truman Show, Andy Kaufman, the Man on the Moon. He was Andy Kaufman off scene the whole time. When he came on scene, he was Andy Kaufman. You call him Jim, he was not going to answer you. He was not going to talk to you. He was not going to do anything. He was going to completely act like you didn't call him, like you called somebody else. He embodied Andy Kaufman. And then what happened? He became Andy Kaufman in that scene. So in order for that to happen, you need to, when these wormholes that you get yourself into, that you kind of like hear artists, like Red, for example. You hear Red's music and you just dive down his music and you have to listen to everything that night because you just listened to him. Oh my God, what else does he have? Let me go down the whole fucking list. It's kind of the same thing, but reading a script. You have to embody that character. That character has to become part of you. You have to read up on it. So let's, for another example, if you're going to play a crazy person, chances are you have to do your research on their actual mental problems, like actual psych wards, not no movie shit or anything like that. You have to do the research. You have to go to these psych wards. You have to sit there and study them and ask questions and go to the doctors. Have a sit down with the doctors and let them know. I need to be inside of this person's mind in order for me to be this person. Like I can't just read a script and automatically, oh, I'm this person now. You actually you have to do the work. You have to do the research. You have to actually possess the power of actually turning into that person. I've always wanted to be an actor. I've always wanted to be on screen. I've always wanted to act. It's just that, my brain went other places. But it was always a fascinating thing, so that's why I always adapt, and I'll see anything that has to do with movie. Documentaries, behind the scenes. I like the behind the scenes of the director more than the behind the scenes of the artist. Behind the scenes of the artist is fun and it's cool to see the main character act completely different, like that fourth wall breaking down. But it's even better when you hear it from the director's point of view because there's the person that's controlling it all. There's the person that's doing everything. So now you really understand how everything is controlled. How the sets have to be set and how the lighting is very important in anything you do. Because you have to get the proper lighting on specific scenes in order to manifest an actual feeling out of it for the screen. And it's a science that they got it to. And people that are just naturally talented could go on camera and they could defend themselves. Probably tweak something here and there, but they could defend themselves for the most part. If you don't know nothing about acting, you're trying to get in, it's a tough shit to do because it's like those are the type of things that gets roles. People, you got people may say, oh yeah, well, that's too much. But when you're in a reading table, when you're on a reading table, they want you to become that character at that moment. So if you don't possess that type of skill, you're never going to be past that reading table. The auditions, you're never going to get a table read. Ever in your life, you're going to get a table read. if you don't pass the audition. That audition, you have to make me believe in that short amount of time. You have to make me believe that you could be that character. That you have to possess a lot of skill to do that. Because they want to get the best of the best. That's why they have these auditions. That's why they have people try it out and all that. Because they have to see out of all these people who is believable in this part the most. We could talk about movies for hours. I'm just saying. It's fire.
But like, okay, I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to... Yeah, because in real life, I guess the point of acting for me is like, I'm trying to forget myself and embody whatever story, character I'm trying to tell. So it's more like the mannerisms that would come to that character will come out if I spend enough time thinking about all of the things that character encompasses, or like what part of my personality I can make larger than life that suit that character.
Yeah, do you try to draw from your own personal experiences?
That's all we
you have to,
man, isn't it? Yeah. Like,
you have to, especially in acting. If there's how are you gonna in a crying scene? How are you gonna cry? People can't just fucking psychopaths. Yeah, they could make themselves do whatever. They could mimic any fucking feeling they want to mimic. They possess that power. But in acting, in a serious acting scene, you can't just make yourself cry. You have to tap into something personal. That's the damage, and that's the problem with acting. Not really the problem with acting, but where people have to be very careful with is when you embody something and you get into it, you have to intertwine yourself. You have to intertwine yourself and put a little. I don't think you have to put your all. But a little bit of you has to be intertwined into that. But for the most part, it's you need to turn off. You need to completely shut yourself off completely, and this person needs to take over your brain for a minute. So yeah, you'll have to have that intertwine between who you are and who this character is. But there's that fine line. This is why serious method actors, they go into theater and they do it that way, because there's nothing like doing it live. Because in live, you can't fuck up. It's not a movie that you're, all right, cut, retake, and let's go do this, and everybody go back to position and hit your marks, and let's go here, let's go. And then you can restart that when you fuck up, or take 10,000 scenes and do it over and over and over again until you get about 1,000 scenes of the same scene, and then they pick through the 1,000 which is the best, and they use that. This is live theater. This is why people do that. Method actors are always the best actors. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Denzel Washington. All these people are method actors. They go on stage and they could persona. That's why they could become whoever they want to. How can a dude from Long Island mimic a Cuban from Miami the way he mimicked them? Come on, dog. Al Pacino embodied that person to the point where I thought he was half Hispanic, to be honest. I thought like, oh, he has to be some type of Cubano. But no, that's called method acting, bro. You have to become that. That needs to be part of you. You have to read. Your linguistics needs to be up to par. You cannot take a part like this and speak ghetto. Or speak improper English. You gotta be on point with it all in order for you to go and in front of these people that've been seeing actors their whole entire life, and you think you're gonna wow them. You really gonna have to wow them. But that's why whenever you get the scene, you have to have that talent to try to embody that person. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. Like anything else in the world. The more you do it, the better you get at it as an actress. The more roles you get, and there you go. You build your own fame working from the ground up, but you got to work. You got to take the shitty parts. You got to take all that stuff, because that's how your face is going to be out there for other producers and directors. They could see something and say, I can use him for this. And then pick you out the hat just because they saw a footage of you in one point, and they were like, oh, I made a mental note, I could use it for something else. That's how it happens. But in order for you to be an actor, in order for you to take that, it's a lot.
Do you try to draw from your own personal experiences?
That's all we can do, man, isn't it? Yeah. Like either that, or I'll watch. If I've got a character reference, I'll watch a movie or a series where I'm like, yeah, that character.
Then if you do too much of intertwining yourself with that character, you could lose yourself, and it could be bad. It could be bad, especially if you playing a character of somebody with mental health, or a character of somebody like evil, like a very evil fucking person. Like if you have to embody that character, your psychiatrist needs to be on call. Most likely, the psychiatrist needs to be on set. But after you're done doing all your scenes that you're doing for the day, you need to have a phone call conversation and make sure that you get back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity, because you don't want that to happen. Once that character takes over, it's gonna be a wrap. And then it's happened. It happens. So that's why you gotta kind of give a little, but don't lose yourself in the character.
I'll watch. If I've got a character reference, I'll watch a movie or a series where I'm like, yeah, that character's the sort
I just did that.
Yeah,
I just did that. I had like a Blade Runner, Ryan Gosling reference for the last video that we did. Very dystopian world, and I'm supposed to be like non-emotional, but at the same time conveying just, that internal.
That helps, man.
Emotion.
Yeah.
Interesting. And again, the whole reason this question came up is because like that face right there and like just that expression that you give.
Yeah.
Like in real life, I've never seen you give an expression like that before, but that's like, I don't know. That's just, you're a really good actor.
Appreciate that.
You are you ever gonna do like movies? Or
I'd like to do.
Fuck yeah!
I feel like that it's a whole different ball game. The inflection of voice when you're in a moment and you're responding to somebody else, and I really like the challenge of that, because like there's something about. I feel like I've gotten very used to like conveying emotion through image, right? But I feel like the like vocal tonality, the little subtleties of how you bounce off somebody, that's something I've never experienced.
Yeah,
so it'll be like
true.
It'll be something I'd love to do for sure. It's just never.
Like for I've been in 2 commercials, and I'm in the Stand documentary, right? And when I was on set for the commercials that we were doing, it was like I was playing an employee, because I was pretty much, it was for my company that I was in the commercial for. And I was playing my part. I'm an employee. It was easy for me to embody that because I'm an employee. But then they had me take position of something else. That I was like one of these part guys that are on the ladders and stuff like that. And I'm not used to that shit. I'm not used to being up on the ladder. I tell somebody I was always the manager everywhere I went. But it's just like that. It was different. It was like first of all, it is weird being on set in anything. I was in it was like 2 commercials, a photo shoot, and then the Stand documentary, and then the commercial for Paramount, and then it was just a couple others. It was weird. It was always weird being on there, because they're like, yeah, absolutely be yourself, but you have to be 110 of yourself. So I had to be this energy, but 10 times that when I was ever on scene or anything. And it's tiring. It's fucking tiring, bro. And then you see other people trying to act like you were, like in the commercials. There were actors that were trying to act like us. And you know what they did? They came to me. How long have you been doing this? What happens if a customer is like upset or anything like? Because they ask these questions so they could know. Everything needs to be point blank. I've learned that when you're doing anything that has to be putting on film, you have to have everything 100% on point. It can't be, you can't half-ass anything. It has to be legitimately on point. So from the facial expression that an employee gave to a customer that came to the counter has to be point. You're not smiling enough. Show some teeth. Show just the top. Don't show your bottom. Move your head to the left. Don't move it too much. It has to be exactly to the left because of lighting, and if that's how they are. And it's like weird as shit, but it's fun. It's fun because I'm here just doing this. Everybody else is sitting on their phones, and I'm over here like looking at everybody do everything. And I was like in Disney World because I just love seeing how shit is done. In the Stand documentary, I am literally sitting down in the middle of the room with cameras all the way around, a big spotlight in my fucking face, and I gotta focus on a head in a box, and I cannot turn my head from that box. If I hear a noise from there, you know how you instinctively, when you hear something come to your side and you gotta go, you do that, it's a wrap. Take 2, all right, ask the question again, give me the same answer, but shorten it up. So now you got there's a little bit of acting that has to come because now you have to re-answer the question like you just didn't say it 3 times. And with me, oh dude, they had no choice but to add me in there. I gave them we were in there for about 2.5 hours. He said, we have a lot of footage. Thank you for that. That's what they told me when I left. It was a great experience. Don't get me wrong. Every fucking bit of it was a great experience. And then they start asking me, what would you do if Eminem was right here, right now? And there's people walking behind me, and I'm like, 2 drips came down to my pant leg, bro. It was uncomfortable, but it was good. It was one of those, if I pee, it is what it is. But then, we don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about it too much. Because then it seems like I'm just talking. Oh, I just put you back. I'm going to put you back. We're going to chill there. We're going to leave that there. We're going to put that right there. Just saying. It was a beautiful time. When they came to my house, it was weird, though. They were here for 2-3 hours, and they used probably 3 seconds of the footage for 3 hours of recording. Yeah, it's crazy.
The vocal tonality, the little subtleties of how you bounce off somebody.
You know, in the end of this Stan, when you see me in the studio with the headphones to my record player, that scene, that was 3.5 hours. They came here 3.5 hours to use that. Just saying. Crazy.
The vocal tonality, the little subtleties of how you bounce off somebody, that's something I've never experienced.
Yeah,
so it'll be like,
true.
It'll be something I'd love to do for sure. It's just never been the right opportunity that's come up. I have had opportunities come up, but it's got to feel something to me that feels good.
Netflix. Waiting on the deal.
Well, if Netflix, I've been said Netflix needs to call this nigga, call Red, and say we need to take the tales of Screech and Jenny and Violet and make that into a fucking series. You think that they can't tell a series on that? What? The twist at the end with come on, dog. What if let's say they do this in seasons? They really get into the character of Jenny, right? Get in debt, failed relationship, shitty job, bad neighborhood, all that. But she lives it, and there's a storyline behind it that leads up to that night. Season 2, the story of Screech. Get in debt, about 8 episodes. Get in debt. How Screech became the way Screech was. What happened when Violet, because the key point of it is Violet. Listen, we have to start from season 3 in order for us to start season 1. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to get the story of Violet, and we have to take stories. All right. The first season of Jenny's Tale starts with a woman giving birth. Season 2 starts with the same woman giving birth. And then you get into the story. Season 3 comes, the story of Violet. Violet from a child. The whole story of Violet. Bring that out 8 episodes. At the end of episode 8, you realize Jenny and Screech are brothers and sisters. Then you go to season 4 because now we got Vincent, the cop that took care of Screech, now is going through his shit from that day. And then that season starts with a gunshot. Bah! Or stab. My bad, a stab. Wah! Because that's when he killed his sister. And that's when Richard had to do what he had to do. And then season 5, it's Vincent Tales. Come on. Come on, son. If Netflix doesn't do that, it's because Netflix are lazy and stupid. I would watch every fucking season of that, bro.
That feels good.
Netflix. Waiting on the deal. Waiting on the deal. Man's got a series.
This was good. And then here we got Mr. Aaron Crastle. Came through last minute.
Hilarious.
Funny guy.
This man is so funny.
Yeah, Aaron's a legend. And then this prison was great for it as well.
This beat, so simple but so catchy. Like on set, you had that stuck in my head for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
It was an interesting decision because this second Tales, we were going to do it all live, right? And then I was just like, I realized the difficulty of like choreographing that many people who can stomp. You'd think that stomping in time is like a relatively simple thing to do, but it's to get that many people doing it consecutively exactly correct for that length of time, because we were filming all day, right? It's actually quite a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a how-to beat boot camp, basically. With that Vic, shout out to Vic, because Vic was running through him on that. Like, he was putting in the grind. Like,
Vic is too good, because Vic is too good. That's a problem. Vic, I need to have a conversation with Vic. When I go to London, I need a conversation with Vic about dinosaurs and aliens and the conspiracy, the Three-Eye Atlas. I want to know what he thinks about the Three-Eye Atlas, what he really thinks it is. Because I like to talk about the Three-Eye Atlas a lot. I talked to a Three-Eye Atlas to a lady that had a I Love Aliens shirt in Walmart. And I was like, what do you think about the Three-Eye Atlas? And she was like, the what? And I was like, so you don't know about the Three-Eye Atlas? She's like, I just love aliens. And she just walked away. And I went, it was kind of depressing because I thought I found somebody. I was about to invite them over. Hey, me and my wife love talking about it. When you come on over, we can talk about it. Because we love talking about it.
Yeah, basically. With that Vic, shout out to Vic, because Vic was running through him on that. Like, he was putting in the grind. Like, he was patient. He was teaching everybody. He was making sure.
Yeah. So that whole thing. I mean, like, I did choreographed classes with a few of them before the day as well. And but yeah, so it was like, for me, it was like the tales are raw, right? They come from a place of like, with the first Tales of Jennings Creature, it was like the bard sort of like guitar and voice. So I really wanted to capture that. Like, I didn't want to go too overproduced and do like drum beats and stuff. No. I needed it to feel raw. So I was just like, well, I just made the beat at home, stomped, clapped, recorded, stacked it all up.
Yeah.
And recorded that myself in like an ambient space, and then obviously, as you hear, it'll come in. The other elements are just my voice doing everything else. So it's just my voice stacked on top. So yeah, I just thought that was important.
I love that choice. Instead of like drum kit percussion, like coming just from that natural
and
place.
It can't get out of my head now, but all I think about now, someone pointed it out on the set, was the 2 times I've been around that track. Ain't
no holler back, girl. Ain't no holler back, girl.
I mean, man.
Go back to me, said don't stop, don't stand up. But hold on, man. Hold on. You can't bring that up, man. Let's get back to the reaction.
All I can think of is that now. Fucking Gwen Stefani, bro.
There he is. He was at the show last night.
Yeah, Mr. Connor's dad, legend.
Hang on. I would actually be afraid of you in prison. Like, that look right there shows me that you were running the yard right now.
Ren, I seen how you fought. I would not be scared of you in prison, my nigga. I'm telling you that right now. You see how that nigga swings? I would not be scared of you, my nigga. I don't give what you think. Like, nigga, I seen your videos. If I was in prison, I'm like, hold on. Is that fucking Ren? Hold on. Who the fuck you mean mugging, bruh? Yeah, that nigga ain't got no squabbles. I've seen videos of that nigga. He ain't got no squabbles at all. But I protect him, though. I protect this nigga. I was like, yo. Ain't nobody gonna be messing with this dude, alright? You understand what I'm saying? Look at my fucking eyes, bro. I bite niggas. You understand that? Touch my nigga Ren to see what the fuck happens. Because I have to. This nigga ain't got no squabbles, bro. I gotta protect him at all costs. I ain't got no squabbles either, nigga, but I gotta protect them. I gotta protect my nigga. I'll jump in front. Just like that. But Ren, my nigga, I saw you hit a punch bag like that. I was done. After that, man, I was done. I'm just saying. But he is being mucking the shit out of everybody in there. The guy's coming out because Vincent think he all that in a bag of chips. That's what it is, man.
Hang on. I would actually be afraid of you in prison. Like that look right there shows me that you were running the yard right now.
Gotta get my preach on, bro.
You're about to. You're about to.
Well, I think another thing.
I see that Ren. I see Ren as one of those that is standing on a platform in prison, talking to people, but like everybody, stop being stupid. Come here. And then he'll unite. I think he's a uniter in prison. I don't think Ren's gonna be one of them niggas that's gonna try to run anything. I think he's just gonna be a nigga to be like, yo, we all got. He's the one that's gonna bring common sense to it all. And then he'll start reenacting Jenny and Screech in prison, bro. That would be fire. And then we go all the way to Vincent Tail. Oh my God, that would be amazing. But he's a uniter. He'll be the one in prison. He's like the Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard, bro. He'll bring all these inmates together, bro, and they'll play football. I mean, they won't play football, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone.
Well, I think another thing is like,
go on.
I feel like
y'all gonna keep on pausing, bro. Y'all gonna keep on pausing? You haven't even said a word yet, Ren.
Like with acting as well, I think one way is that I'm kind of lucky in a way is I feel like I've lived like about 10 different lives. You know what I mean? So like, it's not like.
I understand
this part of me, like, I mean, like growing up when I was fucking out, just out on the streets of Wales with all my mates and stuff like that, you've got to, as a matter of just like getting by on the streets, you've got to come with.
You gotta have a little bit of swagger, man.
You've got to have a certain energy.
It's survival.
And so it's like I feel like, and then following that, like getting so ill and fucking having to come through all that stuff, that's then a really useful emotion to be able to bring to other parts of things where you kind of start feeling like completely the opposite and fucking vulnerable and really just like nothing. So I feel like it's putting yourself in lots of different life situations and experiences and experiencing a whole spectrum of different realities is also really, really helpful. And I always recommend to anybody just to like fucking get outside of your comfort zone and put yourself in environments that you don't feel necessarily comfy. And like, you know, and I spent a lot of time with homeless people as well growing up, and like a lot of time with addicts, a lot of time with people in abusive situations, a lot of, you know, I've seen the spectrum of like human existence, and I've been very broke a lot part of my life, and now I'm in a situation where I'm not so fucking broke. So it's like, I feel like experiencing all those things, like I wouldn't change any of it, even though like it's been a real fucking struggle. It's like that spectrum of human experience I feel like is really useful.
I feel like that's kind of the reflection of the Tale series though.
Yeah, for sure.
Is, you know, some of those you can tell there's that personal experience. I know they're not your stories, but they're stories that you've definitely observed.
Yeah, facts.
And that you've taken and that you've converted into tales, and you've drawn from those experiences.
Yeah,
I love that.
How do I begin? Wait a minute, I know. Step 1, I repent. Step 2, let me go. No, 3, maybe I show you remorse for my crime. Fuck that, let me speak my mind. So allow me to introduce myself to your manifestation of everybody in this room. Don't ever felt discarded by a system that's regarded to be something for the people, but the people disregarded, it's retarded. Putting all the power in the palms of the heartless. Lions don't care when chewing on carcass. Homeless levels rise and the politicians pardon. Slave labor wage, docking pay for the
I like the way he just went. He looked like he was gonna bite Ren's cheek. Like, what the fuck?
Homeless levels rise and the politicians pardon. Slave labor wage, docking pay for the farmers. Britain, Great Britain, no, you're a slave. Great Britain tax.
It's gonna be so hard because I so just want to enjoy this, but we're not doing a breakdown. Yeah. I will do a proper breakdown of this. We're not doing a breakdown, but I just had to say, like, obviously you've got the Tale vibes, you've got the rawness, but I can't help but tie in the Money Game vibes as well. Especially with some of these thematic content here.
Well, yeah. So, like, I mean, this one, the whole, it's like, I'm trying to tell different archetypal story types, right? And Jenny and Screech is a little bit of a tragedy. It's almost like in a Freudian way, a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet minus the romance. You know what I mean? Because it's just the tragedy of the end that kind of ties it all together in this kind of dark way. This one, this archetype, it's more like the story of the downtrodden working man, and this like manifests itself in Fight Club, it manifests itself in Wanted, it manifests itself in so many movies and stories. 1984, Brave New World, of like the person who kind of feels a little bit like, what the fuck is this all for, sort of thing, and then questions their piece in this puzzle. And this kind of Vincent, the reason I thought it'd be really interesting to bring Vincent to life in this sort of way, and the politics naturally just kind of falls into it, which is why Money Game falls into it, and then just the societal systems fall into it. But it's just I think it's a very relatable story for men, women, whatever. It's just like that kind of feeling of being like, well, this just is the way of everything, but like I kind of feel like I don't really fit into all of this, but I don't know how to behave, because if I behave differently to this, I'm labeled insane, I'm labeled violent, I'm labeled this, whatever. And that's kind of like Vincent's story here. I thought it'd be really interesting to tell his story, because then it's like, yes, he's kind of like an anti-hero and a villain for what he does in the first episode, but like he's one that you can kind of understand and relate to, which I think is any good villain has that like point of like almost like empathetic relatability to people.
Yeah, which I haven't seen yet, actually. Vincent's one, so I'm diving into. What is what's the prison symbolic of to you?
The prison. Well, I mean, it's symbolic and it's very quite literal.
Yeah, of course. But I feel like the way that you're talking about this right now, like you could sort of take that prison to represent sort of that boxing in of
of course,
society and feeling like these people are outcasted. They're in prison for being different. And for not conforming.
100%.
Get rise, grow. Give a tax break for a suit and tie on the low. While the everyday people getting fucked till they broke. So let me unload, I'm on the roll. I never vote, rigging the pose, Britain the road. Who to control when there is no food in the bowl? It's a low blow, representatives don't show empathy. Plain to see, represent me, no soccer. British break backs.
Can Kai keep his long hair now, or are you gonna make him shave for another one?
It depends if there's any more beat downs.
For bread and butter, fuck the PM. Did they stutter?
Hey.
In the PM, there'll be bodies in the gutter. Blood-stained hands, milk up poor land's udder. 9 to 5, I can't survive away. Just to work in a job that can't provide. It's by design, my hands are tied. I climbed that, on this that. How the fuck can I pretend it's fine? The water is never wine. A pig steps to the slaughter. Before your eyes, it's for the new world order. Except our minds, court of law, a horse who will bend for bribe.
Man.
People watch reality TV, sleep easy.
I've not actually heard that flow. I've not heard that pocket yet.
Crazy fucking
because for a bunch of the shoot, like I'm elsewhere,
and the music was kind of getting a bit like, because it was such an echoey space as well, you can't really hear much.
Yeah. Wow. I love how you carried that all the way through.
Wake and repeat the cycle. Are you taking the Michael?
Yeah, I would imagine they playing the fucking song and that shit, it will echo really fucking bad. Because that's got to be in an abandoned prison, and that shit probably, it's all really empty, except for the scenes where they're recording. They probably just store matches in one of the places, and that's it. And man, they must. I would love to hear what it sounded like though. It probably echoed like a bitch.
I love how you carried that all the way through.
Wake and repeat the cycle. Are you taking the Michael? Better beat it up. City full of sheep tweeting on the social media. Tabloid twisting tails and it's causing mass hysteria. Polarize the people, never by the hand that's feeding you. When it comes to war, they'll be calling for you, needing you. Fighting for a cause that wasn't yours, then leaving you. Hyperpolarizing the left and the right. Are you woke? Are you racist? Black? Are you white? Are you all for the Brexit? Make a swift exit. The NHS rots. Where was tax directed? Look, there goes another fucking puppet elected. Dance, little puppet dance for the need.
And one thing I just
love that fucking camera angle is crazy.
I didn't want to have to lean in.
That camera angle is fucking insane. When it went down from here to
directed. Look, there goes another fucking puppet elected. Dance, little puppet dance, but the need.
And one thing I just want to point out as well,
come to be expected.
lyrically here as well, I didn't want to have to lean into too much of like to one side or the other, because you know I don't want to line too much into the sort of like very woke liberal side of things, and I also didn't want to lean too far into the right side of things either. So I was like, and I try.
It's fucking difficult. You can't. It's almost damn near impossible. You cannot be in the middle of shit, because if you try to, you're gonna sound like you're defending one more than the other. That's why you say whatever the fuck you want to say, and people go take whatever they want as it interpreted however they want and feel the way they want to fucking feel. Because we're gonna break our heads trying to stay in the middle to not hurt nobody's feelings, when eventually you're gonna end up hurting somebody's feelings. So don't take too much into it. Say what the hell you're gonna say, and it is what the fuck it is. I don't know.
Didn't want to lean too far into the right side of things either, so I was like, I try.
Not the point of the lyricism, though, as you point out the hyperpolarization of both ends.
I try and be conscious of that too much, because I think there's too much of it, man. I feel like there's too much of like, this is my school of thought, and my school of thought is the dominating right school of thought, and that school of thought's evil. I feel like that in itself is very problematic, and it's the whole. We could make a whole video on that, but I feel like our algorithms enforce it, and so does a profit before people mentality also enforces and perpetuates this division. And that's kind of where I was trying to get out here. It's like trying to be preachy, but preaching to a relatability in all facets, all sides, all angles, where somebody can get it and then not be like put off by the fact they're like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
But this doesn't feel, because I feel like that it's really important to create mediation in today's world, man, because I feel like polarization's killing us,
absolutely.
I think that's one of the things I've always like appreciated about your music is, you know, I've always loved good old fashioned, let's call it anti-institutional rap, because that's really the roots of hip hop at a lot of its basis, and you reflect that. But for me, it's one thing just to point out the flaws that you see, point out the negatives. I think it's a lot harder to bring solutions. Or to try to bring some.
See, I get that. I get that was the basis of hip hop. I just don't think that everything that needs to be talked about needs to be political. I believe that you have to at some point gotta be that mediator, like what Red is saying, be that mediator. But I don't believe everything that has to be coming out your mouth needs to be as political as what most people are doing right now. There are a lot of people that are just completely gave up on everything else and just went straight political and staying political. And I'm just like, I don't really want to hear every time this rapper comes out, hear political. I don't want that. Because trying to stay away from this shit, not to mentally get drawn into this political mindset, and it's not healthy. Digging into the politics right now, what the media is showing you, half these motherfuckers are lying, and the other half are bullshit. And so, staying away from it is the best thing that you can do, because trying to intake everything that's out there is so toxic that it's not good. It's not good for anybody watching it, and our kids have access to it, and that's my problem. I have kids and little nieces and nephews, and they're in the internet every day with this crazy shit coming up that I do not want them to be their eyes looking at. But it's like almost they could barely fucking get away from it. So it's just, I don't know.
A lot harder to bring solutions. Or to try to bring some type of positivity through it. And I feel like you've always done that well, where you can reflect on the negatives, you can convert that and make it so relatable to people through the music, but at the same time, like that common message of unity underneath of it all. And that's what you're talking about here too, like in the way of how you're presenting it, because like for you, there's a power in people uniting, in those people who are feeling like they're, you know, being subject to all this.
And I feel like there's no point like burning a bridge if you're not then going to come to the table with another method of transportation about how to get to the other side, you know. And I feel like
that's a great quote.
A lot of modern politics is kind of about demonizing, pointing the finger at the other side and showing how bad they are and burning that bridge and being
that's what it's become. That's exactly what it's become. It hasn't become finding a solution. It becomes, let's see who can point the finger at each other the most. That's all that it is. It's a battle of stupid people. So that's why it's just like, is it even worth investing your time, you mentally, into it? It's not going to be healthy for you. You can change your algorithm. It's possible. I've changed my algorithm many times, where all I could get in my algorithm is strictly just the shit that I want. Music, DIY, shit for around the home, shit like that, mental health stuff. That's what gets in my algorithm. I don't see anything that has to do with anything else because I need to stay away from it. Right now, you can ask me anything about politics. I had to put myself out of the loop. I was in the loop a couple of months ago. I was in the loop too deep. I didn't want to be in that loop no more. It was not good. Mental health reasons, it wasn't good for nobody. Get yourself out of those situations by getting that shit out of your mind. If it's not in your mind, it's not bothering you. If it's not in your mind, it's not bothering you. The minute you start putting it back in there, though, that algorithm will take over. The minute you go to that search bar and say, Democrat, liberal, anything, that algorithm is like every radio now you're going to be getting. Anything about politics. But it's harder to get out of that type of algorithm while watching other things. Go watch DIY shit and see how long it takes for your algorithm to change. You have to continuously start searching up DIY stuff so the algorithm can know, all right, we're pushing all this behind. And if it says, hey, do you want to know about this political news? You say no. People say accept. And then they get mad. They hit accept. Yes, I accept and get angry and get upset, man. Come on, son. I feel you. It's hard.
This is the right way, and the dominant idea must win, whereas I don't necessarily think that's how life works. I don't think you can have a dominating idea to win, because we are an extremely complicated, complex species. So, like, I feel
very
like
complicated. That's
what I try and do anyway. I try and you know, I'll point fingers and poke holes where I can, but I'll try for the most part to be like, this is what we should do with that energy, following that man. But you know, again, I'm a single person with my own ideas. I feel like it takes collective intelligence. It takes a lot of ideas to kind of steer, and it will inevitably take that to steer shit. But anyway, let's go. I could talk about this shit for ages. I don't want to bore people to death with political rambling. This is one of my favorite sequences. These ones. This was fire.
Go on. Here we go.
Actually,
one of my favorite
fire,
actors.
bro.
Two parties resurrected.
Love that shot, man, from both. I love that one.
Yes, I am the malevolent, degenerate delegate.
So, just very quickly here, this is just like, how do you make the most of being in a one cell room and make it dynamic? So we were doing these like turns, repositioning the camera, being like, okay, I'm gonna turn my head down, then I'm gonna turn my head up, and then I'm gonna put the camera up here, then I'm gonna turn my head down, and so we kind of like arrange it.
And I love sort of the classic look down.
Yeah.
Shot right
that is a smart way to use square footage. That is the smartest way to use a little bit of square footage like that, because you can't really do anything inside that motherfucker. Themselves are small as shit.
Looking down, viewer is here.
Yeah, now we got some cool.
To make the truth keep it separate.
That's smart.
Beatboxing.
Yeah.
Right? Because man of many talents. Obviously, like you've had a few beats now that I've heard where it's like, hey, bass? No, I'll just use my mouth. Drums? Yeah, I'll just use my mouth. What got you into beatboxing? And like,
I was beatboxing before I was rapping. I just loved when I was like a teenager. I would be a lot better now if I'd actually put any effort into it after I'd gotten past like teenage years. But I've just stayed the same level since I was a teenager. But like I used to love it, and I used to like go on all these tutorials back there. I've forgotten the name of the website, but there was this website back in the day that would kind of teach you all of these different beatboxing techniques.
See, and that's exactly why Ren is who Ren is. Like when you get his one of his addictions is information. Information is what makes him dope. Him doing all the research. I'm pretty sure he got into a lot of things like that. He got into it, and then he just started researching and going to website how to be better at doing this. And then you get good. Man of many fucking hats.
And I would just do it obsessively. back then. I love it, man. And but that was like back in the days of like Rizal. If anyone knows like the old school beatboxers, Rizal was like the pinnacle of beatbox back then. You know, this song called The Four Elements, and he do all this stuff. He did a little bit of stuff with Wu-Tang and stuff, but Rizal was fire. But nowadays, beatboxing has evolved to such an
oh yeah,
place.
there's
like
so much craziness.
They've really evolved it as an art form, man. And it puts my beatboxing to shame. But I like, again, for the tales, it was just like important to me to keep it organic, keep it raw. So I was like, you know, what else can I do? Fading and drum beat, and I was like, yeah, let's do some beatboxing, man.
Yeah, man. Love the raw feel to it.
The fabric of society is dead, look up. They don't want me in the room, I'm the elephant. Let's go. I guess I was fucked from the get-go. Wrong place and wrong time, guess so. Wrong planet, wrong mind. Guess you could say I was destined to break because I get no satisfaction.
Shout out to Connor, bro.
Yeah, I roast on ETAs with ET, iPhone home, ETC. Don't blink, life is gone. Time don't wait, the show must go on. In London, underground, come rain and thunder. Junkies, drunks, and punks stung by the hunger. God is good until life.
Dude, that fucking flow is crazy.
Like the tundra. One by one, cast out like pariah. Sever heaven body, so body bow to Messiah. Boy cry wolf, everybody soon expire.
Run, little liar.
Now we get into like so part 3.
Here we go.
Just because it's such a dynamic change.
Knox Hill. Knox Hill with the moonwalk, bro. Not the moonwalk, the MC Hammer dance, my nigga. Like, he hammered through the whole back wall with a flame on him. Hammer. Dude, it was hilarious, bro. I loved everything.
So part 3, just because it's such a dynamic change, this is where we do start to bring in instrumentation, and I've just like completely kind of shifted the world here. But this is where it starts to get a little bit more meta, and it kind of moves away from Vincent as a single entity, and this kind of then starts to get into a kind of more spiritual territory, I suppose. But this is kind of like more about the human condition, and it's like a bit more, you know, like that film The Beach or something like that, where it starts suddenly just takes a left turn and starts getting a little bit more weird and meta. And this is kind of where I wanted to go with this now. I feel like Stanley Kubrick was a big inspiration for this series as well, just in kind of terms of the shots, but in terms of the story as well. Like, I just wanted it to suddenly change very left field, and like this one was a little bit of a social commentary, and now this is kind of like, again, like you were saying, it's like more coming to that like, well, what is the solution to all this kind of I guess dissonance? And in my mind, the solution, sometimes it just sounds a little bit too like simplistic, but like I guess it goes into it here with the lyrics and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, visuals is like and I'll come back to Kubrick at the end at part 4, but yeah, visuals here, this was such a fucking cool shot, this film.
Setting it up as different acts and then displaying the actual text of acts. What was the decision for that? Because it makes it feel like a bit of a play element. That add was some sort of theatricality to it.
You know, that was my that was just an idea I had in my head actually before we started filming it. But it was kind of like I know the more I've lent into my creations, the more I've like carved out a bit of an identity of the sort of artist I want to be and feel like I am. I'm sure it'll always be evolving, but I really feel a bit of an affinity in my work to like the old playwriters and stuff like that, you know, like the Shakespeare and stuff like that. I love those.
We've talked about the acting elements that you introduced. There's definitely
a theatrical
side to
absolutely.
Music, sure.
So in acts, it was just kind of a little bit of a nod to all of that, really. It's
that's majority of the thing, because even in the Money Games, it was theatrical. You can even take, not even just the Vincent tales and Richard's tale, you could take Screech and Jenny and Violet. The whole thing is theatrical. Most of everything that he does, I would say that there's a lot of theatrical elements to a lot of things that Ren does, and that's what I love about it, because I love theater. I love plays are the most amazing things to watch live. Like, I've seen The Lion King live. I've seen Les Miserables. However the fuck you say that. I've seen that on Broadway. It's a different feeling when you're there and you're witnessing this in person, and it's almost an addiction. I think that's why I love film so much. Like, I don't even like the new movies that are coming out. I like older films. I like black and whites. I like getting to the older, when it mattered, when it made sense, when the stories were pure and raw. The new movies that for color and animation and all that, yeah, they get a gold star for that, and that's beautiful and it's good. And I'm not saying it's trash. I prefer the older movies. I prefer going down to like Casablanca and going down to watching series like I Love Lucy and shit like that, because it felt right. There was something right about it. There was something right about how it felt just watching it and witnessing it. And it's just something that doesn't go away. And that right now, if you tell me, hey, we're gonna go watch this old film, or we're gonna watch the newest action film that came out, I'm gonna go with the guys who are gonna go see the fucking the black and white, the oldie. Just because the stories are better. Yeah, obviously now the effects and everything that you see, the visuals are fucking 100% better now. The storylines, the shit that actually matters is a whole lot better back in the day. And Ren has that element. Ren has that feel when he raps and when he tells these stories. Almost feels like we're witnessing a theatrical movie, or we're watching a black and white. So I mean, that's just he said it perfectly. Shakespearean. It's got like a Romeo and Juliet element to the whole series, and it absolutely does. That could be the new gen Romeo and Juliet if you really think about it, in a very dark and twisted way. And you can promote it that way. You think Netflix will fucking do it? I'm saying you get the check, Ren. I need somebody to compilate this in one video, so we can take that one link and say, Netflix, are y'all niggas dumb? Offer this dude a check so he could do this shit for real. Yowzer butts! I think we could do it. Somebody make a compilation of all of it. From Jenny, we have to wait until he's done. Oh, at the end of it, and going. At the end of the email, you put and going. So they know that he's still recording. He's still doing more.
Yeah. Like there's definitely...
Guys, we're probably going to have to cut this in 2 parts because my son has a driving test in about 30 minutes. And you know what? I'll just pause it because we don't go live until 5 o'clock today. So we're good. I think we're good. I'm not going to get as much done as I wanted to today, huh? But tonight we are going to be doing the Chris Webby Raw Thoughts. We're going to go run down 1 through 6. No, we're going to do 1 through 7. We're going to do the whole thing, 1 through 7 tonight.
That theatrical side to your music, for sure.
So in Acts, it was just kind of a little bit of a nod to all of that, really. It's kind of like a modern version of that brought to life with music and film, and that kind of sits in the intersection between film, music, and theatre. So,
modern day Bard confirmed.
but yeah, so it's just kind of reinforcing that, I suppose. With Acts, it's just kind of like acknowledging it, you know, because yeah, it's good to acknowledge all of the people who paved the way to make what you do possible.
And I feel like you always have like these just like little lines that I feel like are earworms. And for me, this one was just run little liar. Where did like just that inspiration come from? Because you use it and you take just that line and then you start repeating it and then you go liar, 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 and you use that to transition out and to kind of represent the tonal change for you and the dynamic shift that we're about to witness.
Yeah. I think that was. I'm trying to remember where it came from to get my head in my space. Sometimes these things just kind of appear.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, that's the nature of creativity, isn't it?
And I just roll with it, and I think that might have been one of those things, but I'm sure that there was a reason for it at the time. Boy cry wolf. Oh yeah, so I'm trying to think of the line before. Boy cry wolf, everybody soon expire. Run little liar. Yeah. So it's the story of the boy.
The boy cried wolf.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah.
Liar, and playing off of that.
And then getting into a point where because you've already been vilified and demonized, even when you're speaking truth, nobody will listen or take you seriously. And I feel like Vincent, embodiment.
Who's saying the liars here? For you?
Well, I mean, it's all of these, and it's also the internal character, and it's kind of like the dissonance of like, I guess, trying to seek truth in a world where truth is starting to become relative to,
Wow, that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
That's one we could unpack for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that guy.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
I don't know, man. But
Wow,
I've got a boner now.
I hope you paid him enough.
Oh, this is, by the way, this is a bit like this. The audio will be a little bit glitchy for a second, but then we'll sort stuff up.
He said, I got a boner now.
Love this shot.
Whoa.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
That camera work, just the twisting.
Yeah.
There,
So this was actually the last shot that I got before. This was on the day before, or you got. This was like months and months before. This is when I went blind in one eye.
Oh my God.
So I had an autoimmune flare.
That's right. I was supposed to come down on that one.
Yeah. So this was the shot we got right before then. But what you don't see in the shot, because it's dark, was my eye was streaming, and the whole reason I got a black eye in this video is because my eye had this autoimmune swell up, and it was like someone was jamming a fucking knife into my eye, but like. And then my eye was so red, and I was like, I can't do this video with this like pink eye and look mad. So I was like, people were like, "Would you just want to stop the shoot?" And I was like, you know what? No, let's lean into it. So the reason I've got a black eye in here, which I think is cool now, because now it's kind of part of the character, but it was unintentional. I never thought of that beforehand. We painted on the thing, and then it made the red eye look good, like it was meant to be. But then, basically, this was the last shot. And my eye was in agony at this point, but we got
the way they worked around it, man. That was crazy. But that's called Hollywood right there, bro. They're gonna make anything and everything look fucking good. That's how you know these motherfuckers know what they're doing, bro. They'll make anything and everything. It doesn't matter what's going on. You will not notice it. Trust me that. For the commercial that I did for for my companies, I had tattoos already in my arms. When you see these pictures and all these videos, you don't see none of these tattoos. You don't see this one. You don't see none of it because they makeup and all that made that shit disappear. That doesn't even exist.
Basically, this was the last shot, and my eye was in agony at this point. But we got this shot. One of my favorite shots.
I
with
love
the whole
that.
spotlight.
I love the shadow, the spotlight, just the way it is, the cage.
But then we were meant to film again the next day, but I went back and like
That's
my eye was
crazy.
I woke up at 3 the next morning and it just puffed up, like I couldn't even open it, and like it felt like someone was driving a knife into it. And then I ended up having to go to emergency, and then I went blind in that eye for like a week. I couldn't see out of it at all. Like I couldn't open it. I couldn't open the other eye without this one, like. So I just like took a bunch of edibles and went off the face of the earth for like a whole week.
Yeah,
but
you told me you had an eye issue. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, no, it was.
He said I took a whole bunch of edibles and disappeared. I mean, what the fuck else can you do?
With this condition, you can go blind as well, so it's really scary. So like with Bart and Ella, when it gets bad, like, so it was, yeah, man. I went to a lot of that whole week. I was bouncing around different, like, what is it?
Optometrist.
Yeah, so there's the eye doctor. Anyway, did the eye doctor, got some antibacterial ointment for my eye and some heavy duty drugs and stuff. But yeah, man, it was scary, but it was worth this shot.
It was worth this shot.
It was not worth this shot.
Well, my eyesight.
That's my man.
My eyesight.
That's how it is, man. That's my man right there. Like, it was worth the shot, though. All that, I lost the fucking eye, but it was worth the shot. That man is insane, bro. Shout out to Red.
There's no democracy. Democracy ain't corporate lobby free for all. Democracy ain't rich boys, silver spoon seniors. Democracy ain't eating up a lie, then forgiving you. Democracy ain't choosing between herpes or chlamydia. Democracy, hypocrisy, a synonym entwined. Take a baby, then deliver him, position him in line, and then imprison him, condition him in school to make him blind. After they christen him, the Father, Son, the ghost, but not the mind. We are divine, we lose potential when we gravitate to greed. We are benign, we turn to cancer when we take more than we need.
Whoa.
We are designed to be
I never saw that shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a cool.
Can we just appreciate that one more time, please?
Yeah.
But see, if I was allowed to upload this to YouTube, I could have just keyframed that and then been right on it.
We're not the mind, we are divine, we lose potential when we
I love that shot.
gravitate to greed. We are
Look at this.
benign, we turn
Look at this.
to cancer when we take
Yeah. Yeah, boy, that's a shot and a half right there.
We are designed to be magnificent.
This is the money shot though coming up. This is the money shot. Wait for this one.
Yeah.
You were part of this one, you know.
Yeah,
Wait for this
When I
one.
almost like burned my hand off.
Yeah. This is
Starry night, the plight of Vincent inside cell block 44. I fought a war inside myself, the war of every working man. A war of what's and why's and how's, and when's the time to take a stand? And who's the one to put me in my place? You or is it God?
Oh my God! My man took some. He had MC Hammer pants when he was a kid. I know he did. He said he went to the store. He said, "I'm Knox and I need some Hammer pants," and they said no. But they still sold it to him, and he did it. He was doing it for years. My man looked like he had rollerblades on. Do it again, Knox. Knox, got it.
Who's the one to put me in my place? You or is it God? It's compliance, staying silent. If defiance comes from love, I come from love. I come from hope, I come from truth, I come from trust. I am the last remaining push inside a world that turns to dust. Against the people so determined, all to die. And for what?
Bro, that choir pack that you used on Fentanyl, was that the same choir pack? I tell you what, that's been one of the most money vocal packs to work with.
Shit.
Like, you just sauced those choir vocals.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, in that because I was making this around the same time we did that, and I was making this around the time we did Cujo. I've used the same thing for all three, so that was like a bit of a signature sound for the time.
You've gotten a good run out of it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, for me, there's always just this like this beauty in like you just being a part of this chaos around you and almost being detached from that chaos as you just continue in your line so solidly forward.
It's like that Joker shot in it where he's just walking around the hospital falling, and he's just like,
it's got those Joaquin Phoenix vibes.
Yeah, I like the juxtaposition.
Even there, like where we paused it right here, you see like the streak of the toilet paper behind. Like that's a really dope looking shot right
We'll
there.
have to do it at some point, bro. But you know the funniest thing is that I went through all the footage of like the slow-mo riot stuff and like something hilarious. It's so funny. You've got like Connor being dragged, and then
Connor,
and then people just smashing and
What?
to pieces, man.
we lost camera.
There we go.
It was,
You just got sexy chicken, by the way. So
Nice.
I made sure that happened.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's fun, man. Oh, yeah, I'll show some of it. But yeah. This scene,
Dude, Connor, like, because we did a bunch of takes of this ride scene, and Connor just.
Oh yeah, I go. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was not expecting that fucking chicken at all. Oh, I was not expecting that. Why the fuck did I take those edibles, bro? You can't do that to a nigga that got edibles in him, son. A whole chicken? A whole fucking chicken, bro. I thought that was a commercial. I thought I went to Boston Market for a second. I paid for my YouTube Premium. I shouldn't have no Boston fucking. I thought that was a Boston Market commercial, my nigga. Hold on. Now I want Boston Market, man. So shout out to Knox Hill for working for Boston Market. I don't think we have one around where I live.
But yeah. This scene,
dude, Connor, like, because we did a bunch of takes of this ride scene, and Connor just kept getting dragged and like fake kicked, and sometimes he actually did get kicked about like 10 to 11 times.
If I was there, I would have kicked him.
Why? Here's a question.
Yeah.
Why do you beat up your friends all the time?
I mean,
it's fun.
this just gives me like a good excuse to do it. I feel like if I would just did it without asking, you know, like people be like, "What the fuck?" I think I'm being a bit of a dick. This way,
yeah,
I get away with it.
You have to use your brain. That's how you have to do it.
And people will even compliment me for it as well, which is kind of nice, man. Like, if I just started laying into you right now, people would probably be like, "Wow, Ran's well unreasonable."
Well, I already know that you're a bully.
I'm not a bully.
You were bullying me in there verbally before.
No, you were bullying me, bro.
I was being kind of mean earlier.
You were being
I was
so
cranking.
mean.
I'm hungover. It was a good day yesterday.
It's not my fault that you've got alcohol problems.
Hey, show. You're a mean person.
Love of power, love of money, love of ego, love of lust. What about love for the sake of
Oh
love?
my!
Beautiful
Oh, there's some
shot.
just amazing shots throughout this.
Fucking
Honestly, like
beautiful
it's so
shot.
cinematic.
With the roses
lighting.
falling as well. That was a really
Money,
good.
love of ego, love
I have a boner now.
Yeah.
Yep.
of lust. What about
Proper
love
boner.
On the fire. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. The
Look at that.
roses.
for the sake of love?
I think that
What about
was-
really loving us, but I mean really loving us. That means that I, the me, myself is you, and so we're we in one. And there's never separation while we're moving round the sun. For the
For me,
I love that, man.
the jumps between him and you.
Yeah.
In terms of the story,
Yeah.
do you just want to talk about why this is happening visually to reflect the lyrics and your message here?
Yeah, I mean, this will all be a lot more apparent the more of the story goes on, so I don't want to say too much, to be honest, about Vincent's role in this whole thing. But I mean, like, what will become apparent by the time that this video is out is, like, each part of the story. I think everyone will have been expecting it to be the tale of Vincent van Gogh, which isn't. But, like, each of, as you'll see as well, every episode is named after a painting of Vincent.
And obviously, here's our Vincent van Gogh lookalike right here.
Yeah.
You found a
So
good
this
one.
one is Starry Night, and his role in the whole overarching theme of it becomes more apparent as the story unfolds. But I just thought it was a really cool. I don't know. It was, funnily enough, it was one of these things that wasn't intentional at the start. I had this character Vincent, and I knew that it was going to be a Fight Club style story, and he was going to be a delinquent. But I didn't actually link it to Vincent van Gogh.
No, and I remember talking to you on set of this one, and you hadn't finished the end yet.
No.
And you still weren't sure where you're going to go. You said you had a few different ideas.
Yeah, and I've got.
So it never even started as a Vincent van Gogh. He added the Vincent van Gogh to just add that extra, that classy touch, and that's why Ren is the way he is. It's like last minute decisions. Boom, I'm going to add this, and I'm going to make, and it's going to be added to every series. It's fucking amazing, bro.
And you still weren't sure where you're going to go. You said you had a few different ideas.
Yeah.
All right,
and
we're
I've
doing
got
good. How many
clear
more?
ideas? Yeah, the
Hey,
last
11
one still
minutes.
hasn't been written.
No, we got 11 minutes left, and it'll be 2:11. It'll be 2:22 if I don't talk, and we got 11 minutes left. A little bit over, a little bit under 11 minutes, a bit over 11 minutes. I believe we could do it.
But it's one of those ones where until I'm like, fuck, that's the one. That's yep.
But it's interesting, though, because obviously you've really invested from an artistic perspective in this series already.
Yeah.
Right? And it's obviously meant to be told as part 1, part 2, and you continue on.
Sure.
But you haven't even finished the series yet.
Yeah.
And you're still.
I trust, man. It's,
You know,
it's going to work out.
That's the faith in yourself in the process.
All stories, yeah.
But you seem like I feel like you're someone, like, I've noticed, because obviously we were listening to a bunch of music yesterday, like, you have such patience as an artist.
Yeah.
But I feel like you also have like a good sense of when something is right and when something just isn't right, and you have the patience instead of feeling like, no, I got to get this out, like I got to do this, like I'm just like letting it be creatively until you do get it right.
The
until
stories,
you feel like it's there.
The story's more important than anything. The story's more important than demand for it to be finished. The story's more important than any personal success that I could stand to gain from doing it sooner, because the story's the thing that will live the longest, and so there's no point rushing that for like smaller short-term gain or like even personal material gain or anything, because all of that stuff will die a lot sooner than the story.
The story is timeless.
Yeah.
True art is timeless.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're we in one, and there's never separation while we're moving round the sun. For the cell of every sentient, it shares a single song, and that's the song of sweet creation. Do you hear the minstrel strong? For there's more to music, life is music, music is the tongue. In the mouth of Mother Earth, and her heart beating is the drum. Hear it, hear it, hear it, that's that thunder in your chest that lets you know that you belong. We are one, we are one, we are free to one song. Something better, yet reset so we can all live on.
Oh, it's guitar. Woo!
Yeah, I love these riot scenes.
Love that. That is crazy good, bro.
The guitar with the choir effect, you're diabolical.
Yeah.
Vincent! 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 Oh good, he's waking up. Vincent, dear boy, I can feel your frustration, but you're in very safe hands here now, please be patient. You see, we are the cutting edge rehabilitation. Don't you feel so excited for this new innovation? Oh God, what the fuck, man? I think I wanna leave. Oh, leave? I'm afraid that that's impossible, see? You see the...
I still see the chicken, though. I still see the chicken in my face, man. Oh my God, man, I can't take it. These niggas is wild, bro.
We're making gentlemen from criminals, and that's what you'll be.
Woo!
Method to sort of trials and tests. Like our good God's son, you'll be resurrected. What the fuck you on about? What kind of brand new method? Well, we take the frontal lobe and we kind of dissect it. With your synapse augmented with our new serum injected, it aims to recorrect the parts of you we know it affects. There'll be discomfort in your cerebellum, that is expected.
If people are wondering why this character seems so natural for you, I just want the people watching that
That's
this is
him.
actually just him being himself.
This is still.
He has many different personalities. It's fine. It's fine. We accept him for him.
Sponsor price.
Let it.
Guards, this one will do. Yes, this one's fine. Take him away.
So this whole riot, did it just happen in his mind? No, did the riot actually happen?
This was a post riot. So it's
okay.
like jumping between different days, isn't it?
I love that.
Yeah. So
I love almost like, because it's obviously it's really interesting because it is very heavy lyricism, right? In terms of the message. And then like we talk about, like the early acts, you have the dissonance, right? You have that chaos. And then for you, how do I unify within that chaos? And then you have this beautiful message towards the end about, just for me, the human condition, right? And us really kind of looking within and using that to unite us externally. But then amidst this just beautiful fucking message, comedic timing happens with your character, and it's just like I love how it for me it almost like it breaks it, like we're entranced by this, and then all of a sudden we get shattered to like a different reality, much like Vincent gets kind of just to a different reality. And it's funny, but at the same time you still have that heaviness. It's just an interesting time to inject kind of that comedy right at the very end with this character.
For me this is the most like telling part of the human condition, part of the story, and like, it's a bit of a nod to Clockwork Orange, it's a bit of a nod to like the 1984s, to the Brave New Worlds, because again it's like it's the moment of like you come to this point of like this spiritual awakening in the character, and he's talking about the fact that we're all one, and you dissolve the illusion of separation, and therein lies the truth, therein lies the power, and then you get snapped back to this very like you're just insane, and we've got this and we've got this, and that's very much like I feel like the Lennons, the MLKs, or those who Nikola Tesla towards the end of his life, like there are so many examples of people who are then kind of just either dubbed too much of an idealist, a utopianist, or too much, or basically just insane, and
look at what happened to them.
And this just kind of snaps it back to that kind of like sobering point where it's just like he's just delivered this kind of like really inspiring, motivational, spiritually awakening bit of
it's almost like a battle of idealism meets realism.
And and where the truth lies is, I suppose, it's subjective, you know, and that's the maddening thing about the human experience is that you can kind of sway to all of these different states and various states of being, and then I don't know, get snapped back to this sober reality of like that's not part of the program.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
you know, we need to find a way to get you out of this. That's why I thought it would. I feel like the next episode is going to be a really interesting one for me to explore because the door's wide open. This is the one I'm working on now. The door's wide open on. So when that will be, I'm not sure. But the door's wide open of where it could go. I've got some rough ideas though, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, that was just like, it'll be really interesting when I get to like sit down and think about it from like more of an analytical lens, like, because there's so many times like I just want to stop and talk even more just about lyrically what's happening. Yeah. Like, I just, again, like for me, one of the things I love, especially with this series too, is like the dynamic changes. Like you kind of never know what's around the corner with you from a musical perspective.
Yeah,
never.
I feel like that also kind of reflects this sort of sanity versus insanity arc really well as well. I feel like I'm kind of like inside just the twisted fucking realm of your mind right now watching this.
I don't like that.
Good.
Relax.
It's a lovely place to be. I'll pull up a chair, man.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, guys, if you enjoyed this, if you're not subscribed to this man, I have no idea what you're doing.
They're wilding.
Sure, click the link below. Go subscribe to him. Go support. Thank you so much for your time, homie.
My pleasure, man.
Stay tuned for the next
Thanks for joining me.
All right, everyone.
Let's go.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not following both of them, yeah, wild. I love all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I'm out.
Beats.